Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour, Joe and Jason on a Friday. Yeah, baby, we've made it through another week. Just a crazy week. Had a lot of Fed talk, and well, you know what? Some not so Fed talk. Well, at least in the case of the Bank of England. But Jay Powell yesterday, this testimony, they're going to be very careful. Going to be very, very careful with these rate hikes. And, of course, really, what does that mean? Well, it just means, hey, they're going to take more money out of your pocket. That's all it means. It's that simple. I mean, it's not difficult, right? It's not difficult, right? Inflation is killing everybody, and they're sitting there acting like, well, you know, over time. Well, it's been 3 years. How much more time do they need? But that's why you keep adding to your gold and silver holdings. 800-951-0592. allamericangold.com is the website. And I think, Jason, I heard the best thing I've heard in a long time. Matter of fact, it was just on the news break. And I heard this the other day, and I'm like, nah. But apparently, Elon Musk, you know, Elon Musk, Tesla, Twitter fame, and Mark Zuckerberg, right, Facebook, Meta, they want to get it on in the octagon. I mean, what a great concept. Billionaires fighting billionaires. I think, listen, I don't, pay for that kind of stuff. I would pay to see that. I would love to see some billionaires getting their ass whooped.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting, right? It could be kind of fun, right? You could sell tickets.
Right, I did. I'm telling you right now, Dana White needs to get on it. Somebody suggested you can have Joe Rogan. He does the UFC stuff. I mean, this could be a huge pay-per-view. Maybe we could get Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. I mean, I think Buffett could take him. I know Buffett's 90, but I think he can take him.
Those people will never do such a thing. It's a dream, like a lot of dreams, right, Joe? But it would be interesting, wouldn't it? It would be interesting.
Norm, you know what you get? You get the washed up celebrities that like Tanya Harding and stuff. They used to do that stuff. One washed up child superstar versus another, right? One villain versus another. The people that had 15 seconds of fame. But I'm telling you, this could really be something, right? We should be able to, maybe we can just get all of these billionaires and we could vote on which billionaires we want to see getting their butts whooped. I'll say this. Zuckerberg is claiming that he's I don't know, I guess he's like a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm sure that, he pays for a guy to come over to one of his islands, his palatial estates, and roll around the ring. And I'm sure that he doesn't let Zuckerberg win. I'm pretty sure about it. But again, Zuckerberg versus Musk. I'm going to take Elon Musk. That's all. I think Musk is going to get him.
I think the Amazon guy. He's I've seen him lifting weights, and I think he might be able to take out Zuckerberg pretty. Yeah, I've seen Zuckerberg run away from somebody giving him a question on a sidewalk. But Bezos is, I think he tried to be a more of a man, so to speak. He tried. Bezos tries.
I'm going to say this. He looks like Dr. Evil to me. So, yeah, you know what? Maybe you may not want to mess with him, or he's going to pay your Yoo-hoo gold. And again, we'll see. I don't know. I got excited when I heard it because when I first heard it earlier this week, I just thought, okay, that's a bunch of, two guys talking tough over text and Twitter and stuff, right? Everyone's real brave when they don't have to be face to face. But, they're saying that, hey, they're dead serious. They want to get it on.
Well, I mean, heavyweight boxing isn't what it used to be. And I know a lot of people watch MMA and things of that nature. But I'll tell you what you need to really sell an event is you have to have a scoop. You have to have a gimmick. And celebrities beating each other up, I think that would pay pretty big. You know, I mean, look how many people watch those reality TV shows where they put them all in one room and watch them argue amongst each other, right? You know, so yeah, I think it would work.
I'm telling you,
Gary Busey. Gary Busey would do it. I bet Gary Busey would do it. He was on one of those shows.
He's done it. He's one of the guys that I think has done it. You know, those washed up celebrity guys. I think he is. So, yeah. So that just put me in a great mood. That just put me in a really good mood. It was already Friday, so I was already in a pretty good mood. But now I'm in a better mood. But in all seriousness, listen, we got a lot of things to talk about today. We had some more bad news, I guess, if you will. No more rate hike news today when it comes to RVs. Another commercial real estate update. Another company now coming out and saying they're putting more numbers on distressed properties that are guaranteeing that they're going to go back. In other words, Jingle Mail coming very similar. This is the second company coming out in a matter of 2 days. Hundreds of billions of dollars of losses are going to be coming there. The Federal Reserve's bank bailout facility, another high again this week. And you know what? Here's the sad part. They've only got 9 more months. They got to pay that back, all that stuff. It's only supposed to be for a year, and yet they're still hitting every week another record high. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Joe and Jason on this Friday. Next week will be the week, I guess, before the 4th of July. We're going to be taking some time off. I know we'll be off Monday and Tuesday. Patriot in the radio station, July 3rd and 4th will be closed. We may not. I won't be here on Friday. I want to say that's the 30th of June. Jason may or may not be. We'll let you know next week. But obviously, summer is here. I just saw today, 99 degrees today. That's the high. It's incredible. It's so great. And then, of course, they show hey, here's what the weather's going to look like for the next 10 days. Let me tell you right now, get it in now. By next weekend, I saw 115 degrees coming to the valley. It's been a great spring, great start to summer, but all good things coming to an end. So get it in while you can. Quick look here at the markets. The Dow is down 210. The S&P's down 32. The NASDAQ down 142. Gold's up a dozen, 1925. Yesterday we said, hey, gold may rally back because it was getting pounded the day before. It didn't, and then it kind of rallied back today. So who knows? But I know this: we're real close to bottoms being in here. Silver, Kitco will say it's up. Some places will say it's up. I'll tell you it's down. So silver moved down in 7 cents. $22.40. And again, if you're worried like a lot of people, man, I don't like the roller coaster. I don't like the setup here. I don't like how this is looking, right? How high are rates going to have to go? Now we got banks making surprise rate hikes. Those are never good. How about Turkey today? They raised rates 6.5%. Overnight. Yeah, see, you know what? I know, it's shocking. You can actually raise rates by more than 1/4 of a point, by more than 1/2 of a point. You can raise it by more. Think about it. We could already be done with inflation if the central bank wanted to be done, but no, they don't want to. Maybe you should look into something else. How about our friends over at Y Refi? You heard us, yesterday. Really gave you a lot of details into that but up to 10.25% returns. It's fixed. It's not correlated to Wall Street. It does not care about what the central bank does. Check them out. InvestYRefi.com. That's the word invest, the letter Y, REFY.com. Or call them at 888-YREFI-24. Now, having said that, yesterday we talked about how, hey, there's certain, well, really all week, there are certain criteria that have to even have an opportunity to refi this commercial real estate. And as Jason let everyone know, 88% of all commercial real estate loans, interest only. What a joke. What a joke. But again, right, you and I don't, you may like me, we own the building we're in. Jason and I, we own the building that Jason's in, but it's little, right? We don't buy entire city blocks. We don't buy high-rise towers and all that stuff. No, just the big banks and their buddies do. 88% interest. I mean, remember the housing bubble? Does anyone remember that? And what was it? I mean, how many people were doing interest only then? 10, 15, maybe 20%, right? Maybe 20%, 20. I mean, it wasn't everybody. It wasn't 88%. Criteria. Hey, if you don't have X amount of revenue come in, they won't even let you refi. In the first quarter alone, which is already over, a report out by Bloomberg said, guess what? 10% of assets were unrefiable, which they said was about $64 billion. Now, that's a lot. I mean, think about most banks can't even survive. Remember Silicon Valley Bank? I want to say the loss was going to be in the neighborhood of $5 or $6 billion. They couldn't take it. Well, we don't have it. We don't have anywhere close. We couldn't survive a $2 billion loss. $64 billion. But it gets worse. They said that was at the end of the first quarter. The end of the second quarter. Well, guess what? We're talking another $155 billion of commercial real estate that will be ineligible to be refinanced. And they said another $43 billion is going to be on the way. Jason, I mean, we start adding this thing up, and the problem is in this report, they were saying how it's getting worse because a lot more people, and it's very quiet, have started moving out. In other words, oops, I'm not paying the rent. I'm out. I'm shuttering my facility in these places, and they're saying that the potential here to have as much as 40 to 50% of all commercial real estate being ineligible to be refied. So again, this whole thing getting worse, and it's not the places everyone thinks San Francisco. This new report says, hey, Manhattan's got a problem, Los Angeles has a problem, Houston has a problem, right, Jason? It's more than just San Francisco and Chicago.
Did you just say, Houston, we have a problem? I mean, there's a whole lot of spaceships in the atmosphere talking about having a problem over all these cities, right? There's, it's all about, a Ponzi scheme, and it's okay as long as you can make your payment. The crashes come when these entities or these people across whatever country, which obviously we're in America, you can't make the payment. That's what they want, Joe. They want the payment. They want you to continually feeding the monster that's them. They don't care about interest rates or debt levels or money printing, as long as we keep feeding our time and energies into their pot. And it just gets worse and worse every year. The taxation, Joe, it's an abomination how much theft is going on worldwide and especially in this country.
Yeah, and again, and now interest rates going even higher. This is going to make the problem that much worse. And then how about RVs? This is another one. It's funny because I remember 07, 08 when RV sales crashed the last time. And maybe this is one of these things. I'm gonna start having to watch this. Maybe this is the new gauge, the early. Everyone's always looking for it's the early warning signs. Maybe RV sales is one of those. Winnebago, man, they just reported their third quarter. Okay, sales were down 38.2%. I mean. Dude, that's devastation almost 40% less sales in the quarter. They're saying that the retail market for RVs is deplorable. Discounts. I'll say this. If you're one of those people that, hey, I want to buy it, I'm going to be an RVer. It looks like now is a great time because Winnebago's saying we've got way too many. They keep marking them down, and nobody's buying them, Jason.
Last year, I brought that guy on, and I can't remember his name. All these reports, but he was saying that in 2022 the RV sales crashed, and he said that he was selling RVs around the crash of the housing market, and he said that this one, and this is in 2022. He said the drop-off in sales went from really, really good to really, really bad much faster and much steeper than what happened in 2008. So what you're seeing, Joe, is that here we are essentially a year later, and now it's, hey, we can't get rid of them. Can't get rid of them. They're here, just come and get them, please.
Towable RVs, down 52%. Wow. That is huge. It's funny, Jason, that you brought that up because I'm going to read you some headlines. April 2021, RV sales just hit an all-time high. March 2022, RV shipments soar to a record. July 2022, so 12 months ago, right? 12 months ago. All of a sudden, it's come to a halt. November of 2022. RV boom over? Question mark. May 2023. RV bust worsens as dealer discounts on trailers. And then, of course, today, the newest headline, RV bust kicks into high gear. So that's a short period of time. I mean, we went from March 2022, RV shipments all-time high. By June of 2023, the RV bust is in high gear, and we'll see. We saw this at the last crash, and they were first, right? We saw that happening there first. Going to be interesting, Jason. So we did get some news. These articles say, hey, you can't hike rates. Unfortunately, what we're going to do next, Jason, is you have to hike rates. And this is kind of the problem, right? You got some things that you can't, but the problem is there's others where you have no choice. And the problem is the stuff you have no choice on is the stuff that we need to live on, like food, like energy. These are the things, Jason, shelter, that are important to the average citizen out there.
Yeah, that's right. And when I remember playing that clip last year, one of those shadowing evidence that we're heading for a similar or worse situation. There's things like RVs that show you, hey, because the fun spending, Joe, or the non-essential spending stops first. And we haven't quite seen completely the end of that, but it's essentially getting there. And so this guy, I think he was saying he was selling 2 RVs a day at the height of it. And he said over a couple of weeks, and this is last year, so this guy, he's right in it. So sometimes these numbers probably trail a little bit. These maybe his dealership's a little bit more on the point where he was selling 1 a week. From 2 a day, it went within like a 2 or 3 week span, 1 a week. That's a lot. Who knows where he's at now?
Yeah, right. That's a lot of people not making a lot of money. Here's another negative. So this is a no rate hike, and when we get back, we'll do the why you have to have them. On the no side, diamond deflation has arrived. Yeah, apparently people are coughing up the big bucks for diamonds and Rolex watches. Also now, and again, very similar to RVs. Sales peaked in the first half of 2022. So diamonds and Rolexes and RVs, apparently that went together. I didn't know that. I didn't know that diamond, Rolexes, and RVs went hand in hand. But they're talking about, where March of 2022 what was the peak. And they're saying that prices for diamonds and Rolexes have fallen by 25% in just a little over a year's time.
Well, that makes a lot of sense halfway through 2022 because I think a lot of people finance those items, right? Diamonds and Rolexes, and the interest rates weren't at where they're at now. But I think a lot of people were able to get the 0%, we trust you loan, and that was gone. So it's like, well, then I'm gone, right?
Hey, if you want to buy a Rolex, or maybe you want to get a wife or the girlfriend a diamond ring, or you want to buy an RV, it looks like now's a pretty good time to do it. We'll be back.